The chance that you know or will know someone who's been diagnosed with epilepsy are fairly good. 1 in 26 people in the U.S. have epilepsy or will develop it at some point in their life. November is Epilepsy Awareness Month, and here to talk about epilepsy and how it can be treated is Dr. David Burdett, Director of the Epilepsy Program at Corewell Health in West Michigan. Thank you, Dr. Burdett, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Want to start off with the basics for those who don't know and aren't familiar. What is epilepsy?
Epilepsy is a unique disorder where a part or parts of the brain are overactive. You have these nerve cells, these neurons that fire excessively rapidly, driving a network, which then produces a seizure, which clearly is not a good thing.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously, this is something people want to get treated if possible. So what do those types of treatments look like?
So fortunately, we have a number of good treatments. Our mainstay of treatment is anti-seizure medication. Not every anti-seizure medication, we have over 25 of them, works for every type of epilepsy. But if we make smart choices and choose an appropriate anti-seizure medication, we have upwards of seizure freedom in about 2/3 of people.
Okay.
Unfortunately, leaving a third of people who are still having seizures.
So for those folks who can't be treated potentially with medication, what are some of the other options out there?
Once we know that you are, we'll call it medically refractory, it's just not responding adequately to medication, we will look at more innovative options. And those options tend to be a little more aggressive, but also have the chance of having that person become seizure-free with or without medication.
How have you seen treatments change over the years? I'm sure, you know, medical technology is always improving. What has been your experience with those things?
It has been an amazing run. I'm not a young guy, so I've been doing this for 30 years, over 30 years, and over that time, I mused that what we now are able to do, we were only barely thinking about 5 years ago and only barely thinking about that 5 years before. So the medical advancement is frankly mind-boggling to me. So now, instead of considering, can we prove your seizures are from one area of the brain and remove it, which may be the best way to do it, we can do it with a laser. So we can do a very discrete removal of the offending part of the brain, or maybe we can preserve the brain and use one of our high-tech devices like a pacemaker for the brain.
It's incredible, all the different ways that you're able to help these patients. I know that epilepsy can affect all different parts of life. It's not, you know, just something you're diagnosed with and you just kind of have to talk about. Do you have maybe a patient you can think of and how this has impacted their lives?
Yes, there is a patient of mine who was a teacher on the other side of the state. Due to the appearance of seizures when she was in her middle ages, she had to give up teaching and she almost became reclusive. We were able to evaluate her, localize the seizures to a specific part of her right hemisphere, implant that with this brain pacemaker device. She has been seizure-free since January of a couple of years ago, and she is now back, not teaching, but as a consultant to teachers.
Wow.
So it really turned her life around.
It's incredible. I know we've done stories too with people who have epilepsy and just seeing when they're epilepsy-free for however long, anything is an accomplishment. It is.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you want people to know this Epilepsy Awareness Month? What is kind of your main message?
So my main message is there is always hope. Even when medication number 1 is not completely successful, medication number 2, medication number 3, we are always developing new medications, we're developing new techniques. There are some options on the horizon with stem cells, with gene therapy that even we're doing at Corewell that are offering hope where perhaps previously there was not.
Well, thank you for the work you're doing to help these people, and thanks for coming in to help us to share the importance of this disease with our viewers as well, Dr.
Thank
Burnett.
you for having me.
Absolutely.